There's been a lot of speculation throughout the years of Division 2's journey. 3 years ago, I even said that the Division 3 will be announced that year. Go figure, huh? But when things were looking bleak and the game was really dry, I also said things like Division 3 is not coming, based on articles and other information that made me feel that it wasn't true. But now, seems like, from what we all know, that a lot of this is no longer speculation. Now, it's a fact that the Division 3 is coming out. It's been announced. The Division Heartland, for those of you who are wondering, is a real game. In fact, there was a whole hour of gameplay leaked, and it got so many views on YouTube just a couple weeks ago. Only thing is that the Division Heartland is half and half in terms of whether or not it will be released in the time frame we all think. But honestly, I rarely see games released without the marketing to back it up. There's been pretty much none of that at all for Heartland. I do know that it is a free-to-play game, so there's no need to prepare for a launch date as they would a paid game so as to capitalize on the big payday. All I know is that based on everything we have seen so far, Heartland should be coming around early springtime. Fingers crossed. Because there was an article from another country saying that they've given it an ESRB rating, and usually when that happens, they're preparing for a release. Now, we do have this roadmap, which we always have, and I'll just be honest, manhunts and events are just fillers to bide time while they work on actual new content or are ready to release new information. And as far as Project Resolve goes, I've stated this before, but even though the changes will be happening in this game, Division 2, they are essentially for the future. The Division 3, they're trying to establish the most sustainable and balanced gameplay experience for the next installment of this game. Now, I personally feel like the Division 3 is going to be released earlier than we think. We've already had Avatar come out, and honestly, it didn't make many waves. It was a real quick spike, but then it dropped down fast. People were saying like it was a better open world or a better Far Cry, something like that. And a lot of people couldn't really relate to it because you were playing as a Na'vi. Also, many people who play Ubisoft games usually play third person, and Avatar was in first person, and many people complained about that. So I stopped covering it. I made a couple videos about it, but I'm done with it. And a lot of the developers that were working on that game are coming back. In fact, when I was looking at some videos when they were promoting the game, talking about how the open world was and certain ways that they were developing the game, I noticed some familiar faces that used to talk about things on the Division in the old State of the Game episodes, even when new content and new updates were coming out. I noticed some of those developers actually working on Avatar. All of those people are coming back now. Julian Garrity is working on Division 3. He's building his team for it, but now he's working on Star Wars Outlaw, the open world game. We saw a reveal for that, some gameplay, and even though he says that they're working on it, I just know how things work with this development. I think I do. History always repeats itself. When Warlords of New York came out, it was a surprise. It was a shock. And I think that Ubisoft is in a way more advantageous position to release Division 3 since Avatar is out the way and Star Wars Outlaw is on the cusp of release this year in 2024. They're pretty much done with that. Now, I want to talk to you about this article done by Jinx TV. There are a good amount of reputable article websites, and as of my knowledge, Jinx TV is a gaming media company and is known for its esports and gaming related content. It is recommended to check recent reviews, user feedback, and any updates from reliable sources. So I wouldn't be talking to you about this if I didn't feel like they were a reliable source, and it's a lot of speculation, but this is the first article of 2024, and I don't know about y'all, but before I was a content creator and I would be waiting on games like Skyrim or Division 2 for that matter, I would always check the internet just to see if there was an inkling of information about anything. I didn't care if it was speculation or fact. I just want to read this to you so we can start up a conversation, and I want you to tell me what you think the release date is and what you think about this information. It starts off by saying the Division 3 release date, speculation, story, gameplay, and what to expect. And here's everything that they know about it. Division 3, including its release date and our thoughts on what to expect from it. So, the Division 3 is finally happening. Ubisoft recently confirmed the next mainline entry in its popular looter shooter franchise in the most casual and unexpected way. It's been over 4 years. That's crazy, 4 years, man. since the Division 2 first arrived. And while it continues to receive news updates, fans have been yearning for a full-fledged next-gen sequel. Man, that is facts. I can't explain to you what I felt when I saw the information coming out for Division 2 when they showed that first control point at the downed airplane against that Chunga. That was crazy to me, man. And they revealed the new skill, the foam. But unsurprisingly, there's not much information about Division 3 as of now. But in this article, we go through everything we know about it as well as some reasonable speculation. Now, there was a video that I made a while ago, maybe like 6 or 7 months ago, when I asked the question, and it was based on some random tweet that somebody made, how he's an insider whistleblower or something like that, that knew information about what was going on apparently and why they were waiting so long to release Division 3. And he stated that Massive's exclusive engine, Snowdrop, was waiting on some new technology to be revealed or released with the Unreal Engine 5, because that's when the Unreal Engine 5 was really coming out with a new update with new information, specifically regarding nanite and other things that helped open world games thrive even more. So they were waiting on this next generation technology in order to make the game the best that it can be. He said that the Division 3 is in the works right now as we speak. It's just that they're being hush-hush about it, but it's definitely something that is factual. Some people commented on my video saying that this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just a whistleblower. He's just making rumors, spreading speculation. That could be, but others commented saying things like, yo, this could be real. This guy could be telling the truth. Turns out he was telling the truth. It's just that we don't know exactly when the game is coming out, but the game has been in development this entire time. I don't care what anybody says. If you think that Julian Garrity is just building his team right now, you're sadly mistaken. Do you know that they started the development of Division 2 as soon as the Division 1 was released? There's nothing different here. When you have a game as big as the Division, you have to come correct and you have to be prepared. And that's what they're doing. So continuing the article, they say, sadly, there's no release date for the Division 3 right now. It's probably a couple years away, which I don't agree with. I think it's coming out in 2025, by the way. But at this point in time, according to Ubisoft's blog post, Julian Garrity, who directed Division 2, is now executive producer for the Division brand. Garrity's focus is to build a team for Tom Clancy's The Division 3, like I said. It's also important to note that Garrity is currently involved in Star Wars Outlaws, the upcoming open world Star Wars game scheduled to release in 2024 and will remain so until its launch. All this suggests that Division 3 is still in early development or conceptual stage. To put things into perspective, Star Wars Outlaws was announced in 2021 and will be released in 2024. If its timeline is anything to go by, fans shouldn't expect a Division 3 to release at least until 2026. Ubisoft hasn't revealed what kind of experience the Division 3 will be, what it's likely to retain, but it's likely to retain the live service model of Division 2, featuring co-op gameplay, build crafting, cover-based PvP and PvE stuff, with new content being added with expansions and seasons. Yes, this is all we want, right? And according to Garrity, there are so many incredible stories to tell in the Division universe, places to explore, people to protect. Now, I can attest to this. I just read the book, The Division Hunted, and it was amazing. It explained a lot of things that I had no idea that were in the world of the Division. So you can come from so many different angles when it comes to the story arc of the Division 3. So I'm really interested to see what they come up with. Now, on a personal note, we would like to see a more robust seasonal model than Division 2 that features a steady ongoing narrative and adds new, and I repeat, new replayable activities for target loot farming. So this is what I was talking about earlier when I said these seasons and these events, these manhunts are just to buy time. They're fillers. There's nothing really new under the sun when it comes to hunting these targets. They may be a different NPC or a different name, but it's essentially the same thing. So I completely agree with this when they say that it should be a more robust seasonal model for the Division 2. And I think that they'll do that. I think they know what they come with these seasons isn't really as appealing as they should be. So to end this off, they say that's pretty much everything we know about the Division 3 right now. We plan to keep this article updated with all the latest tidbits of Ubisoft's latest, so don't hesitate to drop by once in a while. Yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. And that was just for me to introduce to you the first article that I found in 2024, because of course I'm excited about the Division 3. I want it to come out. Right now at this point we need something new in this realm of gaming. Of course there are other games coming out like Dragon's Dogma 2, You got that samurai game coming out, but there's nothing like The Division, and those of you who are fans know that. So tell me what you think of this down below. What year do you think that Division 3 is coming out? 2025, 2026? How do you think Project Resolve is going to affect it? Anyways, that'll do it for this one, fam. I appreciate you watching to the end. If you enjoy this conversation, then make sure you drop a like and subscribe to my channel if you're new here. I'd appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.